Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in North America. And hello to anyone watching on replay. My name is Nancy Hetker, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne, Australia. And I apologize for starting a few minutes late here. I was so busy getting ready and caught up in my design that I totally ignored my alarm that said, you need to be getting ready to go on live now. So yeah, I'm late. I apologize. Good morning, Jenny. Thanks for joining me today here in Melbourne. I want to take a minute before I jump into today's card. And last week I told you that I had ordered this beautiful Earth and Elegance suite. And I wanted to take a minute and show it to you. This is on pages 70 and 71 of the annual catalog. And I wanted to show you the products that I received. Got many things going on here on my desk so that you could see it up close and personal. There is the stamp set, and there are the dies. And these are going to make some really neat things. I don't have any samples to show you yet. I'm holding off just a little bit. This bundle and or suite, let me grab this is the other part of it. This is really cool trim. It's made out of, I don't know if you'd call it jute. Probably. It's kind of a fuzzy linen thread situation, but it's got this intricate woven thing, and it's almost identical on each side. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's going to be fun to use. Hello, Gladys. Thanks for joining me. Anyhow, this is going to be my product playground for May, June, and July. And product playground means that it's a series of 3 classes that focuses exclusively on this suite of products. And you get 5 or 6 projects in each class. You can do it in person, or you can purchase the tutorial. If you're doing it in person, then the first class you come to, the price includes your choice, either just the stamps and dies or the entire suite. But I will provide all the other supplies during the class. So all of that's on my class page on my website, or you can email me if you have any questions about that. Oh, I was going to actually show you this paper. It appears that they took some terracotta tiles or earthen tiles, some kind of ceramic, and photographed them to make a lot of these paper patterns. And just the textures on them are so cool. And one side is, as usual, to the theme of the suite, and the other side is pretty, oops, that's the same one. There's another tile. And there's the other side. So that's the same pattern as this, just in the different color. And there's another tile. And this one, if you like to do love it, chop it, if you wanted to, you could cut that down and then just make this into 6 different card fronts. What's on the back of that one? Oh, yep, an ombre. Again, it looks like ceramic. I think that one went. Well, I suppose it could go either way, couldn't it? Ooh, and I love that one. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with that one, but love it. Okay, so that is the Earth and Elegance suite. Again, I'm doing a set of 3 classes for that, so you will definitely get your money's worth out of that set if you choose to participate in my class, because we will do many, many, many cards from that. Okay, today's project is going to feature dies going everywhere, but the Rhino Ready stamp set and the Rhino Ready dies. This you will not find in our catalog. This is an online exclusive product, which means that, like our kits, you can only see what we have online. There'll be a link in the blog post to these products, and yeah, like I said, I can't show them to you in a catalog because they are only available online. But I have decided to pair this up with papers from the Fresh as a Daisy bundle, which at first glance you might not think was a match, because here are those papers. But remember, I talk a lot about the A side and the B side of papers. So today's project is going to be using the B sides of these papers. There we go. There's that one and that one. And you can see it's using a lot of the new in colors. That's Moody Mauve, Copper Clay, Boho Blue, Wild Wheat. Is that what it is? Yes, Wild Wheat. And then this one has Pretty Peacock and Garden Green. So those aren't in colors, but still. And they all have the same brushed paint feel. And I decided to use them to build a scene along with our cute little rhinos here. So I think I am going to start by stamping some rhinos. And let's get some blocks out. Let's start with that and see how we go. My Memento Tuxedo Black. So it turns out, you know, we have Stampin' Up! Sells stamps in a number of markets. And in Germany, this set, which doesn't have bad sentiments here, but one of the ones, instead of It's a Great Day, which is what we're going to use today, I think they have Hakuna Matata. Oh man, all of us wish that we had Hakuna Matata in the English set. It would be very fun to have Hakuna Matata. I look at this image and I think of that Hakuna Matata song from The Lion King. Okay, I'm going to clean off my stamps because, knowing me, otherwise they'd fall over right onto my freshly colored image, which would be, let's just say, sad. Okay. Now, I am going to bring in my gray granite to start with here. And I'm starting with the light. And I'm I'm going to go pretty quickly, I hope, because I don't want you to have to sit through tons and tons of my attempts at coloring. But I don't want to be messy either, so. Talk to me about what you've been doing while I'm coloring here. You know, I always talk about the weather. Well, we're definitely autumnal this past week. Lots of gray and rain and chilly, chilly temperatures for us. You know, coming out of summer, it's been in the teens centigrade, and that means the 50s, sometimes the low 50s Fahrenheit. I'm just getting a base layer of color on. Get a little bit of shading in there with the dark. See, they put a little hash marks where it's shaded. I'm going to do a little blending in with that. I'm not super good at all this, but let's see what we can get. Sometimes just putting an extra layer of the light color on there is enough. You're making customer cards. Yeah, it is dreary here, isn't it, Jenny? Jenny and I don't live too far from each other. Yeah, the clouds were covering up a lot of the tall buildings in the CBD this morning when I got up. I don't know if they still are or not. Yeah, I was going to say, Gladys, you must be getting close to counting on spring there in Michigan. I remember April, just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for spring to actually start. And in May, going, yeah, we might be there. Not sure what I'm doing here. And what else? Yeah, finally. Yeah, over at Grand Rapids, I think you got a lot more lake effect snow than we did in Ann Arbor. So Gladys lives in the western part of Michigan, and I lived for 5 years with babies on the eastern side of Michigan. We didn't know each other then because I didn't stamp then. But I do remember that January I was pregnant with my second and had an active toddler. And the entire month of January, we did not see the sun. And it was really cold. Really cold. But what are you gonna do? You live through it. Okay, now I'm gonna try coloring in the horn. This is Lemon Lolly Light. And I have a feeling I'm gonna do some other stuff to it. I don't want it just cartoon yellow there. This is Crumb Cake Light. I like how you can layer up, not just tone on tone, like I was doing with the gray granite, but layering on different tones. And now I'm going to bring in some color lifter. Yeah, it's kind of leaky. I'm going to let that sit for a minute because it does continue to work a bit. I've just put it on the horn itself, not the ring around the horn, and we're going to see how that goes. Again, I'm trying to make it look more like actual ivory and not what color bird should we have? I think maybe we're going to use the light azure afternoon. It reads a lot like the boho blue, but a little darker. This is the dark Daffodil Delight, just a touch on the beak there. I'm gonna go a little more on this one. Let's see how that goes. I'm going to bring in Pebbled Path Dark for the little toenails. Okay. I'm going to let those sit for a few minutes while we work on some other parts of the card, because I think it is easier to color and color correct and shade before I cut them out. So I'm going to let them sit and come back to them and see if I think there's something else that needs to happen. So let me bring in what I've got so far and show you my concept. Pink. Oh, Jenny, I'm sorry. I've lost the thread. Pink for the toenails? Yeah, I do that on some, but this one I don't know why. I want it to be a little more, I mean, they are cute. I want it to be a little less cutesy. So this is a piece of the wild wheat side of the Cheerful Daisies. And that's going to be my Savannah Land. And then I cut a strip of this one that has the boho blue to be a sky. And then this is the piece that has all of the different panels. And I put adhesive sheet on one of the panels. And I cut the mountains. And I'm going to use those, I think, to cover up that horizon line. I'm going to put those on the horizon. I think maybe I need another one of the big ones. So I'm going to bring in my mini cut and emboss machine. And run one of those. Come on. Oh, the bird should be pink. Yeah. So there's another one of those. And then while I've got my machine right here, let's go ahead and cut a couple other things. I've got, this is a piece of this one. And I'm using the copper clay side. This one's a little more interesting. I'm going to do some tree trunks. How did I think it worked best? Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't pay to be too Scrooge-ish, but and those are the ones that I particularly wanted to have that adhesive sheet on the back because, man, I don't know how you would put glue on that. Let's do a couple more just for laughs. Clearly, I don't know what the heck I'm doing here this morning. And how about one more? And some treetops, huh? Get rid of that one and bring in, there we go. Now I do have adhesive on the back of these, and I may decide to pop them up, so we'll see how we go with that. Now, if you have the larger, the full size cut and emboss machine, really, this one is easy to use. I just don't seem to have things set right at the moment. Okay. It does help on either machine to flip your plates over from time to time. There we go, I think. Yeah. Well, there we go. As I was trying to say, it is nice to have the smaller one at times to be able to take it with you places or use the smaller dies easily. And then, of course, it tried to not work for me. That's how it goes, right? But if you think the white one is boring, they do have it in this boho blue color, and that is now available for customers or demonstrators to purchase. So there you go. There's that sales spiel. Let's see what we've got here for my background. Okay, so layer of gray granite, some wild wheat, some boho blue, purple mountain majesty, and then the trees. Lots of trees. Looking like a hot mess right now. One, two, three, four. Why did I think I had done 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 5. Of course, now that I'm off camera, that works great, right? Do I still have you with me? Or if I gone on too long? There we go. You guys have the drift, I'm sure. Okay, let's get some building going on. Jenny's here, yay. Get this strip on. And Gladys is here, good. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this on the card base. Like to get that as flat as possible. Yeah, that horizon line is kind of harsh like that, isn't it? Okay. What size is the card base? It is designed to fit in our slimline envelopes, which I know are now retired. So the base is 22.5, no, sorry, 22 by 19. So 22 by 19 scored at 9.5. If you don't have, well, that will fit into a DL envelope. If you don't have any of the slimline envelopes left anymore, or you can do for a DL card base, I would do what, 21? Yeah, I would just, like Bruno said yesterday on the video, I think you probably watched too, Jenny, 21 by 21 scored in half at 10.5 will also fit right into a DL envelope. Yeah, actually, I don't think this will fit into a DL. I think you need to do the 21 by 21 because I think DL envelopes are only 21.5 centimeters long. So let's put this one on and then we'll figure out how we're doing the others. Because I don't want it to be so super symmetrical. You see how the adhesive sheet makes it really nice. So we'll just apply these. Oh, just a millimeter or two longer on my fingernails and it would be much, much easier. There. I think that's pretty good. Now I can see these laid out a bit better. Okay, now I think it's time to bring in the rhinos. We'll see if we use those. I'm gonna call those good. And I'm gonna do this to cut them out because I think it's gonna be easier. And I'm getting them all lined up. And I'm gonna bring in now, I have washi tape. It's well used, well loved. It's ugly, 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 ugly looking. But that means that it is still sticky enough to hold the dies where I want them, but not so sticky that it tears things up. So there's that one. Again, off camera, it's working just fine. I also think it works better going front to back. So maybe I'll try pulling it in again. And I look at all these different points where I want to be sure I'm not cutting anything off. Okay, let's try this going this direction. See if we can get it to behave on camera. Yes, there we go. Beautiful. And the last one here. Make sure the ears are in, the tail is in, the toes. There we go. Get those out of the way. And I just stick my used washi tape right to my cut and emboss. It's usually sitting on my big one. Okay, let's bring this back in. Let's see what we've got here. I don't know about you, but I'm really not liking that. Trying to decide here. Oh my goodness. Don't overthink it. Yeah, I know. No, I'm committing. There we go. Number 1. I'm not overthinking. I'm just struggling with the... There we go. And that one. You've been doing numbers and it actually doesn't stay on. The adhesive sheet? Oh, yeah. So what I found is it really helps to go over it with your bone folder and kind of burnish it on. Otherwise, yeah, it will lift up. Especially the little skinny ones that might get something under them. So maybe that will help. And then those need dimensionals. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Where is, thought I had, no, I guess not. It's a great day. I was going to figure out where and how that was going to go on. Thinking right there. What do you think? Oh, the adhesive foam sheets. Yeah. So what happens if you burnish them before you put them through the dies? What if you burnish the cardstock or DSP onto the foam sheets, run it through the dies? Those skinny letter and number dies, those are hard to use with the foam adhesive sheets, I think, because they kind of twist on themselves and kind of get stuck. But try burnishing. It's backing when you take off the dies. Yeah, the backing comes off. It hasn't cut through all the way. Yeah. That's hard. If running them through a couple of times doesn't help get it to cut. Is it that it's not cutting through, or is it just falling off? So if the problem is that you've got the adhesive on the back exposed before you're ready to use them, if you have one of the silicone craft sheets, I'd probably have it right next to my die cutting machine, and I'd just lay them on there so that they're not sticking to something you don't want them to. That's my best suggestion for you, Jenny. It's frustrating, I know. Yeah, okay, there's that. Now the question is, I think I do want this other tree on there. just so it's not 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And it's a deeper, it's got more of the pretty peacock. Hello. Go. I think we're just about there. I'm going to come in a little crumb cake here. Let's try to ground the trees just the tiniest bit here. Go. What do you think? I like that a lot. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for sticking with me. I know it's been a long one this time, but hopefully you thought it was worth it and it gave you some ideas. I will be back same time, same place next week. If you would like to reach me in the meantime, if I can help you out here in Australia with an order or a catalog, if you don't have one of our new catalogs, a hard copy of your own, it does make a difference. Please do reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you if you're not working with another demonstrator. Otherwise, see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.